Yeah.
All
I
right, let's
suppose.
see. All right, guys, welcome to the first edition of the Real Talk Youth Impact Empowering Youth segment, and it takes a village. Today's special guest, I'm
Hold
your
on.
host.
Hold on. You didn't say the full name of the
Oh, what's
program.
the name of the program?
Yeah.
See, this is what we practice, right?
Yeah. Real Talk Youth Impact Program.
Real Talk Youth Impact Program, It Takes a Village podcast. I'm your host, Gordon Wat, and today we're going to be actually interviewing the director, and we've got a live audience going on around. If you're looking to look for more invitations, streaming, leave us a comment, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button if you're watching it on TikTok, Instagram, and on Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcast come from, right? We have in the studio today Miss Cherie Corneo, director, founder of Real Talk Youth Impact Program, and we want to see what this would look like when we're doing a lot of situations with you, the audience, and finding out how we can get you more involved. Miss Cherie, introduce yourself and figure out how we can get more people into the program, what this was all about, how we're going to get more kids involved, because at the end of the day, it takes an organization to change people's situations. And we are that situation, we are that program to push you in that right direction, right? Miss Cherie, take it away. What is this all about? Welcome, welcome.
Well, welcome. Yes. Thank you, Gordon, for being the host of the program. You know, those of you that don't know, Gordon's been with me for, it'll be 11 years in less than 3 months that he's been a part of this program. So I want to give a big shout out to Gordon for hosting this and being a part of the program and continuously he helps us to change the lives of the kids we serve. So, what is Real Talk? Well, Real Talk is an impact program, and it's based basically to educate the kids first. And hopefully, we can give them some information about the do's and don'ts of life through people who've been system affected to give them some tools so they won't make the same mistakes that you guys have made in your life. The second piece of the program is to make certain that we can continue to help the family structure. As you guys know, you guys are listening to the news and everything else that's going on in our society. Families are broken. The
Absolutely.
family structure is broken, and so a part of this program allows the parents to be heard, but also allows the kids to be heard. And we use these tools to give to the parents so they can hopefully get that connection back with their kids because the parent group, you've done it so well. You know that a lot of the kids are creating problems in home, which spills over to the schools, to the community. And so when you guys have your meetings with the parents pour into you guys about issues that they're having concerns with. And so I liken you guys to doctorates of the streets. You can share with them some insight about why you behave the way you behave, and you were once one of those kids.
Absolutely.
So who better to tell it besides you guys, right? So that's a piece of the program that we try to make sure that we hone in on and bring the family structure a little bit tighter before they leave here. And then the third piece is just really getting the kids to understand what they've learned from the program through our workbook that you created off of our affirmations. So that workbook is pretty powerful. The kids are actually they're digging deeper with self
Mm.
and trying to find out why they're behaving the way they're behaving. And then also we are giving them tools to look at as far as how to change those negative behaviors. So that piece of the program coupled with the other two, but the last piece, which I'm pretty excited about sharing, we offer the kids extracurricular activities. Any child can sign up for an activity. We pay for it up to $150, providing they keep a 2.0 with passing grades and amongst some other little things that we require of the parents to get to us before we say, yes, we will fund your child or support your child.
No, 100%, because a lot of the times kids just need some direction. They need some
Yes.
purpose. They need
Yes.
something that's going to be funding them. And let's face it, I do a lot of the parenting room where you might come for, like, say, $150 for a youth program that you might be struggling with. You might be a single mom of 5 trying to do something with your kids, but you just don't have the funds. This is where we come in from, because the $150 is our ethical bribe to get you in the program to change your family's life that you're not even knowing it. Understand that a lot of times it just takes the door to get opened for you to come inside, find out what we're all about. Register on Real Talk Youth Impact YIP, realtalkyip.org. Get involved. register everything that you got. And we have a Change One meetings every single first Tuesday of the month. Now, it's not for everyone. Understand this. We have court order kids. We have kids from the community. We have kids now coming from all different walks of life, right? Now, when you understand that, when you have a situation at home, you're not having that communication, that disrespect, that breakdown, let us be your voice. Let us be your voice so that you can figure out that we can be the bridge, and vice versa. The kids talk to us. We, in turn, communicate to what's going on in your household so you can have a better running household in your situation, in your family. And we've seen, how many kids have we helped, Miss Cherie?
Well, we've been doing it now for 13 and a half years. So we've seen over 2,400 kids come through the program with, yes, graduated over 1,200 kids. And we've sponsored, now we're at $396,000 to get kids involved in activities. And
Guys,
looking for more, we're
396,000
Yes.
given away to the community, and it's yours for the taking. You just gotta come find out what we're all about.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. I say all the time when parents call, when I don't know what to do with Johnny, he's being disrespectful or she's sneaking out at night. They won't listen to me anymore, and so my go to all the time when these parents are calling is stop talking to them and sign them up.
Yep.
Bring them in, because I guarantee you, when you bring them in, the speakers that I have are going to be saying the same things you're saying to them, but they don't want to hear from you anymore because your mom or your dad or your grandma, and you really don't know the streets, or you really don't know. But they'll listen to people like yourself because there's no ties.
Right.
There's no ties with you and that child. So, I always refresh, make certain that people understand. It's a free program. And the goal is to get as many kids here, more preventative. I would like more preventative kids. We actually are there. We're at 54% preventative. And, the goal is to get more preventative. We're always going to have kids that get in trouble, too. So we get those kids that are reactive from the courts as well.
What's interesting right now is we're starting to put this thing out in the front where it's like, I just seen one today. In fact, 14-year-old got killed in Louisiana by his best friend, 16 years old. And it's going on all over the place. And this one was in Louisiana, but we just had one 2 days ago. A kid got shot in the closet by somebody else because there was a standoff situation. Nobody should go through that situation.
Right.
Nobody should be, in fact, nobody should be putting kids in harm's way. But we here at the program figured out a way. Your kid might have some situation with going on in school, bullying, finding wrong friends, being with the wrong friends, doing situations that otherwise wouldn't be either logical or, in any sense, practical. But guys with us, with the green shirts, the blue shirts, the Real Talk members, we've done a lot of time. I mean, when I say a lot of, just with a lot of time, the amount of time we've done with just the past, it was equal to 100 years of incarceration time.
Oh, more than that.
Easily.
Easily.
We have gang members, shot callers, people that ran the streets, ran their block, everything. And the biggest thing an OG can do, or somebody that's in the system, is to help the youth. You see all these situations with people, they're making content online, jail, prison. It's a trending thing. But nobody helps the youth to change that cycle. That's what Real Talk is all about, because we're giving you so much. And we have more down the pipeline. What do you think is the biggest obstacle you have, Ms. Cherie, with getting kids in the program?
Awareness.
Awareness.
Awareness, yes. People still, it's an unfortunate thing, but even in the criminal justice field, where I come from, some of the institutions or programs don't have an idea that we exist. And I've been doing this for 13 and a half years. So awareness is key to getting more kids to the program. And even in the schools, school police, they've known of us, but a lot of our referrals are coming from the community. And actually about a 5% increase in the last year, 5 to 7% increase in Google search. So that's telling me that parents are searching for help. And I just received a phone call today. Same thing. This lady calls basically for her sister who has 3 boys, and one has already just got involved in the system, and she has 2 other kids that are boys. And then the lady that I spoke to, her daughter, she wants to put her in the program. And I asked her, how does she find us? She said, Google search.
Mm.
So we've seen an influx of Google searches, which tells me that people are looking for help and don't know
Let
how
me
to
ask
do
you
it.
this, right? What is your typical situation with a family coming to you, finding you on Google search? What is the main one or the main subject or the main topic that's happening in the households that you see, right? That, it's like, when you used to work, guys, if you don't know, she used to be a federal probation officer for 10 plus years, right? Where would you find an ex-felon working with a federal probation retired officer to help the community? This is what Real Talk is all about. This is what we're here to do, because our experience combined with their experience helps the community become a better place. Oh, but I digress. Back to the question. What is your typical day when a parent calls in, signs up? What is more of the 50% that you see?
A lot of it is really kids just not doing the stuff at home, basically disrespect, not listening, anger issues, not going to school, all of it. It's very different every time somebody calls. Like you might have grandma calling, you might have auntie calling, you might have mom calling. Very rarely do I have dad calling. And honestly,
Interesting.
that is the biggest for me, and working in the system all those years, juvenile and adults. That is the big picture that I've noticed over the last 13 years, that the majority, and you can attest to this too, the majority of those children coming into our program, single family home, mom is bringing them.
Oh yeah, 100%.
know,
I rarely have dads in the situation, but I do when I do have dads, they're at their wits end. I mean,
Yes.
they're they'll come to me, guys. If you don't understand, grown dads. I'm a dad. I'm a new dad. I mean, basically, right? Knowing with the, she's laughing right now. She's like, when she knew me, I didn't have kids.
No. Now he
I
has
didn't have
two
we
young
put-
now.
But when I see dads and their families and they come to me and they're basically almost in tears because they raise their son, they raise their kids the best of their ability, drive for them, raise them right, and then somewhere along the line they went astray. Straight A student, D1 athlete, capable, basketball, football, we had them all. We even had the ones that you see on the news. But after the 4 months with us, and now it's a fifth month because you have your processing and your work, what do you call that?
It's still five. It's still 4 months.
still
but
4 months?
5 classes.
5 classes, 4 months, right? Even with the career prep class, right? You see the change.
Yes.
The change that you see. You might have a 17-year-old thinking he's studying out, but he's just a crash test dummy waiting to go into the system thinking because nobody cares for him.
Yeah.
We sure we care. We sure we care more because it's tough love at the same time, but they don't want to listen to their parents. We see dads cry, and then we've had, Mystery can attest to this a lot, where we figured out they come and tell us the change in their kids on the ride home. Less disrespect, less yelling, a little bit more understanding and empathy. And you should see the cards and the testimonials we have. I just read one that you had yesterday. You had me read. Basically, I mean, I'll let you say what that was about because that was deep.
Yes. So we also do pre and post surveys that you're aware of, and so the surveys that we're getting, the results from the end of class surveys from both sides, parent and the child, typically 75% and above success rate. Essentially, some parents are saying they've seen a change in the participants since they started the program. They're respecting me more since they started the program, and vice versa. The kids are saying the same thing. They want more. They started setting goals. They've learned a lot from the program. They respect their parents more since the program. They respect themselves since the program. And we do the two different surveys. We do the Likert scale and the qualitative surveys, and that because I want to get in their brain. You can easily on the Likert scale just 1 through 5 and pick which one you want, but I want to know what you really learned, And so as they're writing, it's amazing some of the stuff what these kids are putting down, and they actually are taking what you guys are feeding them. And a lot of the times, some of the kids from the courts, when they're court ordered here, I can tell right off the bat who's from the court and who's not.
Oh, absolutely.
They have a certain aura about them. I hate to say it, and but it is what it is. But most of the time when they're finished, see, they won't tell their boys it was a good program, and they liked it. But they'll tell me on paper.
Of course.
Yeah, I really liked it, and I enjoyed this and that. All of these great things. And the thing I think that's most satisfying for me when they're done and they're meeting their 4 month and they're getting ready to graduate and they've heard the 12 stories over the months from you guys, and then the three guest speakers as well, or the 4 closing guest speakers. What I love out of all of this, besides getting the money for the kids, besides the family structure, besides you telling your stories to the kid, the biggest thing that's so fulfilling for me is when they get up there in front of the background of our logo and we do graduation pictures. 99% of the kids are smiling.
Right.
With their certificates. And it's, to me, that's just a satisfaction for them because I completed something.
Absolutely.
I really completed, especially the kids from the courts, right? They come in there with their chips on their shoulders. I don't want to be here. I don't want to listen to these hard legs. I don't want to deal with them. Who cares? That demeanor quickly changes by the 4th month when they're in that spot and they're getting their name called up and you guys are all shaking your hands. The hands of over 100+ years in custody, federal or state, they're shaking your hands because you too have changed, and you've got these kids that are coming through that they've been moved and changed too.
I mean, you guys understand one thing, right? When these kids come in, it's you literally see the change in them because you can see them get the ring in their bell in their head, which like, oh, I can go to prison for this. I can go to prison just by being with somebody in the car. And I just listened to a speaker that I was just in the same situation where you can be somebody just like that in a situation where somebody could be doing something wrong. You're just with them and you can do the time. I just had somebody do that recently, right?
It happens that fast.
That fast. And that's what we try to tell these people, right? Because these kids, the family, because it takes a village. This is the reason why it's called Real Talk Youth Impact, Empowering the Youth. It takes a village podcast because it takes a community. It takes an organization like us. It takes convicts. It takes gangbangers. It takes some of the things that not let our experiences go in vain to help not just the community, but it gives healing processes for us to forgive ourselves as ex-felons. Because let's say you come out doing 10, 15, 14, 20, 30 years. In fact, I just had one guy just come out contact me because he had the keys for the yard in Lompoc, and I knew him like from before. And I was like, man, he got
Tell
a 20.
Tell him what Lompoc is.
Yeah, Lompoc is a federal complex where you got the USP, the minimum, and the camp. I stayed in that complex for 9 years just alone. Yeah. So I stepped down from every single one. But now, you understand, like, you have these kids that glorified on Instagram, TikTok, social media, everything, because the phone is glorifying everything.
Yeah.
We have to be able to distinguish that all of it. And even from my where I retired from the hotel, the hotel industry, I used to talk to all the celebrities. It's all fake. But it's one of those things. And that's what we try to drive to these kids, that you guys are all performing for no reason. Yeah. You have no purpose. And some of them, in fact, we just had, remember a couple years ago, we had a member that we got to find that became a police officer that refers kids to us because he went through the program.
Yes, and I don't recall his name, but someone told me about that. That family actually told me that the officer referred him because he went through the program.
Right.
And I didn't get the name of the officer. So, yeah, look, at the end of the day, we're here to put food on the table for the kids. In this food, meaning, verbal food for them, right? And they can choose to eat as much as they want. They can eat as much as
Absolutely.
they want. Verbal judo, if you will, in the
Mental
law
jujitsu.
enforcement, yeah. In the law
It's
enforcement arena, you say verbal judo.
mental jujitsu.
But for us, what we have here is something that is precious, right?
No, 100%.
And it's precious, meaning that you have so many people that want to see positivity, from the speakers, from my volunteers, from people that I've known in the community who are judges, who are, police officers, you name it, all walks of life that come in and pour into this program,
Mm-hmm.
and so, with people seeing what we're doing, they appreciate it, right? Because at the end of the day, we're saving millions of dollars,
Tax people,
taxpayers,
yes.
right? We're keeping so many kids out of custody.
Recidivism rate and
Yeah,
all
we're
that stuff. Yeah.
reducing that recidivism rate, and so I want to make sure that this program goes across the nation, and it's a free program. You pay absolutely nothing for this program, and you get what you get from what I talked about as far as all the different things, the aspects of the program you get for free, on top of getting money
On t-
to be sponsored
Yep.
for free. Everything is free.
Yep.
So it's a great tool, and I'm a big believer of getting involved in something after school. And statistically, and research proves that kids that get involved in an organized sport or activity after school, their likelihood of being more successful is higher than someone who does not do anything.
Too much free time.
Too much free time.
Yeah, too much free. When you have too much free time, you get curious. When you get
Yes.
curious, you start wandering. When your mind starts to wander,
Absolutely.
you're gonna do something crazy
Yeah.
because you want to see. Because you're looking for attention.
Yes.
You're trying to look for an ego boost. You're looking for
Yeah.
something. I mean, it happens every day. It happens with adults. It
Yeah.
happens with children.
Yes.
It happens with teens, especially with teens. But you gotta understand, guys. This is what Real Talk Youth Impact is all about. Guys, let's get it. Don't get it twisted. I've been with this program 10 plus years. It's the reason why I planted my flag here. Because everything that I've been through, all my rests, all my convictions, all my bad stuff, you're going to have to see firsthand. If you're in the Las Vegas area, guys, come down to the building. We're right on, what was it?
Jones
3600
and
Jones
Charleston.
Boulevard. Right?
1300
1300 Jones Boulevard.
Boulevard.
Register. Figure out how you can get involved. Come get the ethical bribe of $150 and change your children's life. What is it required for them to come here, participate? Explain to the parents, the children, what they get when they come here.
So, the things that we're having issues with is people hear about us and they come from these different teams. These kids are from the community, the preventative kids. And they hear, oh, wow, they pay for the kids to get involved in activity. Yes, we do. But I like to tell people it's an educational
Absolutely.
program
Yeah.
first,
Right.
with the tail end of getting sponsorship for your child.
Yes.
So that's how I phrase it, because
It's a scholarship.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's a scholarship.
So 9 times out of 10, they have no idea exactly what we do. So I'm having to explain it, but also redirect them to the website, because there's a video that explains it amazingly from our video that we created for the rededication for the building.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's really simple. It's a simple process. You just sign up, and then you get an email saying, hey, you need to complete this other paperwork. You get all the paperwork done. You come for the meeting the first Tuesday of the month. You submit more paperwork that I request for the funding after that program. We get the kids funded within 9 days.
Yeah, and I've seen it. I've seen it a lot of times because each time they have to register at the end of the night so that they get their funding for the rest of the week, the month,
for the month,
right?
yes. They have
Now,
to qualify, yes.
It does take a lot, guys. Don't get it wrong. It does take a lot for this program to work, and we always are in needs of donations, fundraising,
Yes.
certain things that the society can do with us. We're looking for collaboration, partnerships. The big ones you're going to see down on our markers. This is our first episode where you're going to see some of our sponsors: Las Vaqueros, Finley Toyota, Blue Cross,
Blue
right?
Cross Blue Shield,
Blue Shield.
Las Vegas Golden
But
Knights.
We are
We
always.
we do have a certain amount of sponsors, but here's the thing. I want you guys to understand something. My thing is this: you have to be able to want to support what we're doing, right? Because we're changing lives here. And the goal of the program is to get more funding. Right now, we are 80 to 90% funded privately.
Mm,
That's not enough.
not enough.
We need more funds to run the building, operate the program rather, because right now we're slim pickings when it comes to funding. I'm the only paid full-time employee and been doing this now for 13 and a half years and still full-time only
Me, myself,
employee,
and I.
me, myself, and I.
And me, myself, and her. But
Uh,
I mean, we're always going to be looking for funds, guys.
yes.
This is why we started this podcast. It takes a village to help a community.
Yes.
You help a community. This is how it goes. You help one child. You help a second child. You help the whole family. You help the community. Then you help a whole city. Then you help a whole nation. A lot of the times, people don't get that when you start just one person.
Yes.
The scholarship part of it is all, but we are always, guys, we are always looking for good sponsorship because let's face it, guys, we had big CEOs come over here. We had they've donated because they could have gone astray. Everybody has a story. Everybody has a background. Everybody has a backstory.
Yes.
Everybody has a relative. We want to capitalize on your stories and what you can provide, not what you can provide, what we can provide to the community so they can just put your name on it.
Yeah.
Everybody's had a brother that went down the wrong path. I'm that wrong brother, right? Everybody's had a problem. It could have happened like this. They change. We do have, this is how our scenario goes with our speakers. I'll let Miss Cherie explain to you. What is the step for how speakers, what happens at the Change One meetings?
So at the Change One meetings, everybody that's a part of the program. Now, when you come, because we always want more speakers. So, ex-felons or gross misdemeanors, or if you've just been in jail one time, you don't have to be an ex-felon. You just have to be system affected. If you've ever touched ground in a jail cell, come see us if you want to give back to the community. We take you through a process. You don't just come in and you speak.
Yep.
There is a process because you have to learn what we do. There's like orientation process.
Yep.
So, but we're always looking for more speakers. So if that's you, come out and join us because we are steadily growing. We're going to talk hopefully in the next episode about this amazing building that was donated to us
Nice.
after we've been here, a 10,000 square foot building. It is beautiful. So, that's just goes to show you that we're planted here, and the gentleman who pretty much gave me the building believes in what we're doing. So if you're out there and you've been system affected and you've been looking for a place to plant your feet and share your testimony and pay back the amends of what you've done in society, come join us. We want you here. Look us up, Real Talk Youth Impact Program. Website is realtalkyip.org. I'd love to meet you.
Beautiful. Guys, if you're watching this on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, please reach out. Go to the website, like Miss Cherie says, realtalkyip.org. Come register, come find us, come see what we're all about. We can always welcome you with open arms.
Yeah. And
guys,
click
we'll
the
see
get involved button.
Yeah, the get involved. When you go on the website, go to the right top, hit that drop down, get involved. You have drop downs from there. Guys, we'll see you next week. We'll bring you more content. Like, we're going to be talking about reactionary videos, situations. I'm bringing on different type of members, society members. We'll see you next week, next day. Aloha. Bye.
I don't even know which camera I'm supposed to be.